Sometimes the most dangerous enemy isn't the one standing in front of you. It's the one who's been hiding in the shadows all along. That's exactly what the Dutton Ranch Season 1 finale delivers. After 8 episodes of simmering tension, shifting alliances, and buried secrets, Episode 9, El Padrino, pulls the trigger on everything. The truth behind the 10 Petal Ranch is finally exposed. A powerful cartel boss steps into the light. One of the Jackson family members is brutally murdered, and Beth and Rip suffer a devastating personal loss that changes the future of the series forever. By the time the credits roll, nobody is celebrating. Nobody wins. And the war has only just begun. For weeks, Beth Dutton trusted her instincts. She knew something about the Jackson family didn't add up. The money was too clean. The shipments were too protected. The fear surrounding Beulah seemed far too great for ordinary ranch politics. Then comes the discovery that changes everything. Rip, Beth, and their allies inspect one of the latest cattle shipments and uncover the horrifying truth. Hidden inside the cattle is fentanyl. Not a few packages. An entire trafficking operation. Suddenly, every strange decision made throughout the season begins to make sense. The Jackson Ranch wasn't surviving because of cattle alone. It had become part of a massive criminal network stretching across the border. This isn't just a business scandal. It's a declaration of war. Because once Beth uncovers the truth, there's no going back. One of the most emotional scenes belongs to Beulah. For much of the season, she appeared cold, calculating, and impossible to read. But in the finale, the walls come crashing down. She reveals the terrible choices that trapped her years ago. According to her confession, the drug operation began after devastating events from her past pushed her into making a desperate deal to save the ranch. What started as survival eventually became a prison. Every decision she made afterward only pulled her deeper into the cartel's control. Her confession changes the audience's perspective. She isn't simply a villain. She's also someone who spent years paying for one impossible decision. That doesn't erase the damage, but it explains it. Throughout the season, viewers heard whispers about one name. Mariano, a man powerful enough to terrify everyone around him. When he finally arrives, the atmosphere instantly changes. He doesn't waste time making speeches. He doesn't negotiate. He reminds everyone exactly who holds the real power. His arrival reveals that the Jackson family's problems were never the biggest threat. They were only the middlemen. The cartel has now entered the story directly, and Beth Dutton has unknowingly placed herself in its crosshairs. If there's one moment fans had been waiting for all season, it was Rip finally reaching his limit. The confrontation with Rob Will is explosive. Months of resentment, threats, manipulation, all explode into one unforgettable fight. Rip doesn't simply defend himself. He sends a message. You don't threaten his family. You don't threaten Beth. And you certainly don't expect to walk away without consequences. It's one of the finale's most satisfying moments because it reminds viewers why Rip Wheeler remains one of television's toughest characters. But even he can't stop what's coming next. Just when viewers think the worst is over, the episode delivers its biggest shock. Rob Will is murdered. The emotional impact is enormous because it happens after a deeply personal farewell, making the loss even more devastating. Evidence strongly points toward Joaquin acting under Mariano's orders. But the finale intentionally leaves enough ambiguity that viewers are still debating exactly what happened. What matters most isn't only who pulled the trigger. It's what the murder represents. The Jackson family has completely collapsed. Trust is gone. Loyalty is gone. Power now belongs to fear. As darkness falls over the ranch, the violence begins. Gunfire erupts across the property. Rip immediately takes command. Beth refuses to back down. Together they fight off Mariano's men in one of the most intense action sequences of the season. For a moment, it feels like they've survived. But then comes the realization that changes everything. The attack wasn't designed to defeat them. It was designed to distract them. This may be the most heartbreaking moment in the entire finale. While Beth and Rip are focused on surviving the assault, Carter disappears. The realization hits Beth like a freight train. This isn't random. This isn't revenge. This is strategy. Mariano knows exactly how to hurt Beth Dutton. Not by attacking her directly, but by taking away the one person she has finally allowed herself to love as a son. It's a devastating reminder that emotional wounds often cut deeper than bullets. The final minutes belong entirely to Beth. She isn't crying. She isn't begging. She's furious. Rip immediately understands what's happened. They don't want Carter. They want us. Those words change everything. Because now this isn't simply about a ranch, or business, or revenge. It's about family. And anyone who knows Beth Dutton knows exactly what comes next. When someone threatens her family, she doesn't run. She goes to war. Looking beneath the action, this finale is really about choices and consequences. Beulah's past finally caught up with her. The Jackson family paid the price for years of secrecy. Beth and Rip discovered that starting over doesn't mean escaping the past. Instead, the past followed them to Texas. Season 1 begins as a story about rebuilding a life. It ends as a story about protecting one. That's a powerful transformation. With Season 2 already confirmed, the finale leaves several major questions. Can Beth and Rip rescue Carter before Mariano uses him as leverage? Will Beulah help destroy the criminal empire she once enabled? Will the truth behind Rob Will's murder tear apart what remains of the Jackson family? And how far will Beth go when there's nothing left to lose? If history has taught us anything, it's this. A cornered Beth Dutton is more dangerous than anyone in the Yellowstone universe. And now she has every reason to fight. The Dutton Ranch Season 1 finale doesn't just end a season. It launches an entirely new chapter. The cartel is no longer operating from the shadows. The Jackson family has been shattered. Carter's life hangs in the balance. And Beth and Rip are preparing for the fight of their lives. If this finale is any indication, Season 2 won't simply be bigger. It will be personal. And in the world of the Duttons, personal wars are always the deadliest. If you enjoyed this ending explained, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our deep dives into Dutton Ranch, the Yellowstone universe, and the biggest TV finales of the year. Until next time, thanks for watching.